So the first part is you're folding this, as they say, as a hamburger. And the more accurate you get it, the better it's going to be for you in the long run. So I'm trying to match this up as best I can. Lightly putting a crease at this page. I'm taking the round part of the pen cap I happen to have, and I'm just creasing it. And I tend to like to do both sides just to make sure that it's a nice fold. Okay. Here's the open end. Here's the folded end. So I'm going to fold this over again and try to match that up very close to that corner. Close to that corner there. Hold it steady. I usually go from the center and then lightly stretch it out and then go ahead and heavy it up a bit with the pressure. And then the third time I'm just using the pen cap to crease it even further. Okay. Then, again, following the directions, the fold, open this up so that the booklet, just like the pamphlet's on the left-hand side, and I fold this down to the corner. Well, you can see this corner creasing, so what I'm going to do is just run it along the edge of the table, just to crease a little bit to help me fold it, so it doesn't take so much pressure, and put that point right down the center there. Kind of crease it there, gently put it down there so I can find that point, and then rub it lightly first, center out, and crease it both directions. I tend to flip it over. Okay, so there it is. So this is this part coming down the middle. Next one is taking this triangle shape and folding it over. So this is a little trickier because it's right there, so you can see it's just kind of bending a little bit just to break the seam of the paper and the fiber. And take a look right down here at the corner and make sure that that corner is pretty tight as I can get it. Taking a look at that edge, just slowly building it up. And then once I get it, I can see that I'm just a little off, but I stretch that across like so. And once that's there, I'm going to crease it. I'm also going to unfold it and take this out and fold it back so it doesn't have the thickness of that paper holding down. And if I lose my pen cap, just to show you can use the other end of the pen. So I'm just creasing this back and forth, so it gives me a nice cover. Put it back to the original so I can refold it because I did undo it. There's one. Now the last one, I got to hold this tight right here at the corner if I can, and go all the way to the edge. It's going to fold right down the seam. Hopefully get it as close as I can, and put that crease again. I'm just going to run the pen just a little bit, and then open this up. See, I just kind of pinched it a little bit, but that'll give me that section. So you can see this is what it's ending up to look like. So if I bring it all back together, there's the fold, there's 1 and 2. Okay, and again, I like to have a nice edge there, so I'm going to close that up, open it up just to get the crease in there. And crease that like so. Okay, now it gets confusing, so I open it back up just to retrace my steps. There's the big fold, over once, over twice. And now if you cut this, this is where it's going to be the big part. Remember I put my scissors. Right here, I think. And I'm going to cut this to kind of fit with the logo. But how do you do that without a ruler? I'm just going to make it a straight cut. If you cut it for a star, you just trim it right here. Take a little practice just to see, but when I open it up, I can see the seams I have to match. So right about here, I have to make sure, so I make a mark right about there. So I'm in a straight line here, so I'm holding the pencil, but I'm using my middle finger against this folded edge, holding the pencil with my thumb and forefinger, and just trying to hold everything very steady and just make a straight line by rubbing carefully so you don't cut your paper cut. And there's that straight edge. That's going to be the beginning of that logo. Here's the part that I cut over, and I say, well, yeah, it's going to fit. Looks like it's going to fit. So I'll just draw a straight line there. This is a tricky part because you're cutting through about 5 pieces of paper right now, and I fold it over as best I could. So I'm going to match that line up as best I can and just cut it hold this part as tight as I can, and just cut that like that. Once I get here, I can just let it go, and then cut this piece right here. And hopefully it worked. Looks like I have a little bit of a crease on that piece, so I could always shorten this whole operation a little bit. So when I unfold this piece, I didn't make a star, I was shooting for the logo. And now I have this particular piece. And with the center, you can see I was pretty close, not perfect. So I'll try it again. But now I have this section, and in order for it to crease back and forth, I'm just going to go back in and tighten that one up. Take a look and tighten this piece up. So I'm going to flip this one, invert it because it's folding the opposite direction that I wanted. I want it to alternate. And do the same with this. So this is the spine. You'll be able to feel the crease as you go around. And that's the section you're trying to get. So now I've created a sculptural piece. And once I get it, I can fold it back together to find that crease. Make sure it's right in there. And I can crease that up a bit. And now I have this sculptural part of the last logo. Okay, so that's what I'd like you to try. And then I'm going to take some colored pencil, just kind of color these the same idea with doing the shading in there, trying to build that section up and give you a little bit of the sculptural idea, the origami piece, the idea of three-dimensional from a two-dimensional surface into a sculpted piece. And there you have it, the last link of the logo. And I'll do a little bit of the coloring as well on there. Okay?